Welcome to podcast 32 in the series of Who Let the Master Out. In the last episode, we began to talk about the experiences of love energy emerging in my life, and I'm going to continue to share my personal experiences just to show the many ways that love energy can express itself in our lives. But please don't think that your experiences have to be like mine. We're all unique creations, and unconditional love is shown to us in so many different ways. May my experiences spark your inner master to rise and show itself more and more and more to you. One of the next memories I have of becoming aware of love energy was when I and a group of friends were sitting around chatting, and we were comforting one of our friends who was experiencing an ordeal in her life at the time, and she was sitting to my left. I reached out behind her and just placed my left hand on her lower back. It was instinctual for me. I was like drawn to do it. I just wanted to comfort her. And one of my other friends who was sitting across from us, who had already been aware of love energy, asked if I did energy work because she could sense the energy flowing through me. And the friend I was touching remarked that my hand felt hot and that she felt a calmness over her body. And I really had no idea what was happening. But later, I discovered that emanating heat is a common occurrence when love energy flows through the hands. Then around the age of 32, I attended a Thanksgiving gathering that served as a huge shove forward in my spiritual path. One of my dear friends invited me over to her home for Thanksgiving dinner with her family and for an evening of card readings after the meal. So we had like an hour or so of eye-opening experiences during the card readings. And we were on a break. And during that time, one of her daughter's close friends told me that when I was ready, she would help me open up to more of my energies and soul gifts. I immediately answered, "I'm ready," because I was so hungry for the spirit world. So she grabbed another friend of hers, and they took me into one of the side dining areas. We sat down at a table and joined hands. She began to guide me in a grounding meditation. And when she instructed me to close my eyes and open up to the energies from above, a bolt of energy shot down through me, and both of them felt the shock and abruptly let go of my hands. They looked at me with surprised faces and asked, "What the heck was that?" And they laughingly said it had fried them. So we regathered ourselves. And since the daughter's friend seemed able to absorb more energy than the other person at the time, they recommended that she lead me through the journey alone. So before we began again, she asked that I imagine a much smaller hole for that energy to come through. That was interesting because that brought awareness to me of how to control the amount of energy that I could allow to flow through me. So then she started over, and she basically took me on a journey to a beautiful garden where I learned to ground myself to Mother Earth. The meditation was so beautiful. We floated toward an expansive garden, and I saw just a mountainous area just full of streams and ponds and every type of vegetation I could imagine. There was a pearly, big white gate that only I could enter, but the garden felt safe. Only I could go there. She told me to envision a special tree in the garden and to float toward it. Now, bonsai trees have a special place in my heart, and I saw a huge tall, thick bonsai tree in the middle of a forest of trees that was in the middle of this garden. She guided me to approach it and to join it, become one with it. I moved into the large trunk of the tree. She told me to feel the roots of the tree that were intertwined deep into the earth. And this connected me to the amazing Mother Earth energy. And it also grounded me so I didn't pop. After we finished the meditation, she mentioned that it was interesting I chose a bonsai tree. And I realized I hadn't said that out loud. How did she know? And she just grinned at me. But holy moly, it was such an amazing experience. But things kept getting more interesting, as you will soon see. And to be honest, things keep on getting more and more interesting even today. Next episode, I'm going to share how love energy began to flow through me to others, even to some of those who were thousands of miles away. But until then, break the cycle. Be free. Be big. Because we're giants. In a world of giants who have been taught that we're weak and that we're small. But it's time to rise. It's time to let your master out.